Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley, also known as the third eagle of the apocalypse and the co-prophet of the end times. This will be part 10 in my series on the abomination of desolation as spoken of by Daniel the prophet, especially as it refers to the end times nation of Israel. And I had been putting off part 10 and 11 until events in the Middle East progressed to the point where I had to do these two parts, and the events are occurring much quicker than I thought they would. It is possible that Jesus is already shortening the days. And I want to warn you, first of all, please don't listen to all the false prophets on YouTube who are claiming that the events in the Middle East are leading up to the Ezekiel 38 war. That is a lie from the pit of hell. The events in the Middle East are leading up to the Daniel 9 war, which talks about the destruction of Jerusalem. It's very easy for the false prophets to talk about the destruction of Damascus. The Bible prophesies it will become a ruinous heap. We are seeing that before our eyes. What they don't warn you about is the destruction of Jerusalem. Let's take a look at Daniel 9, verse 26. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. Now, in the near-time fulfillment of this prophecy, the Messiah, of course, was Jesus Christ. But in the end times, it will be the leader of Israel. And that today would be Benjamin Netanyahu. And I believe that is who Daniel is referring to in this prophecy. The 62 weeks refers to 62 years following Israel being named a state by the United Nations, and that occurred on November 29th, 1947. And 62 years later would be 2009. So after that date, the Messiah will be cut off. In other words, Netanyahu will be removed as the Prime Minister of Israel. That doesn't necessarily mean he will be killed, as of course Jesus was. I thought in a previous program I had said that, but that may not necessarily be true. It may simply mean that he will be cut off. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Now, in the near-time fulfillment of this prophecy, the prince who came to destroy Jerusalem was the Roman general Titus. However, in the end times, this prince will be the Prince of Persia. And I will talk about that more in part number 11. And the end shall be with a flood. Now, this means that the destruction of Jerusalem will be very swift and sudden. This is not the destruction of Jerusalem by the Roman general Titus. And to the end of the war. Now, what war is this? This is not the Ezekiel 38 war. Desolations are determined. So this Daniel 9 war is the war that Barack Obama is about to precipitate in the Middle East. Iran says that if Obama attacks Syria, they will attack Israel. And they will. And under the international rules of engagement, they have that right. Obama claims that when Assad used chemical weapons against his citizens, that was a violation of international law. But if he attacks Syria, under international rules of engagement, Iran does have the right to attack Israel. If you attack an ally of mine, I have a right to attack an ally of yours. Israel and the United States are allies. Iran and Syria are allies. Obama is not going to be able to go to the United Nations and tell them to stop Iran from attacking Israel. And make no mistake, Obama is going to wage war against Syria. He is not going to Congress for authorization just to fire a shot across the bow, as he has claimed. He is going to bring shock and awe to Damascus, just like Bush did to Baghdad. And please don't listen to the false prophets who say that the 7 years of tribulation begins by some kind of peace treaty between the Antichrist and Israel. The Antichrist only reigns for 42 months. The war in Daniel 9:26 precedes Daniel 9:27. Jesus said, when you see the abomination of desolation, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. He does not say that you flee when you see some kind of peace treaty with the Antichrist. Now, the Antichrist will bring peace to Jerusalem, but the peace comes after this Daniel 9:26 war. It comes after the war that Barack Obama is about to precipitate in the Middle East. Now, in part number 11 in this series on the abomination of desolation, as spoken of by Daniel the prophet, I want to show you where Barack Obama's involvement in this destruction of Jerusalem is found in chapter number 10, verse number 20, where Daniel describes Barack Obama as the Prince of the Greeks. And incidentally, one of my subscribers sent me a very interesting message about the death of the boxer this weekend, the former heavyweight boxer Tommy Morrison, who died at the age of 44. This was another warning to Barack Obama and the United States. Let me show you this headline because I think it's very interesting. Please notice the year 44, the number of Barack Obama and the United States in Bible prophecy. Tommy Morrison's career reached its pinnacle on a hot June night in Las Vegas when he stepped into the ring and beat George Foreman to become heavyweight champion. It reached its nadir when he tested positive for HIV 3 years later. Morrison died Sunday night at a Nebraska hospital. He was 44. I'm not sure if Obama or the United States take God's warnings to heart, but what we are seeing now is fulfillment of Daniel's prophecy about the destruction of Jerusalem. Pope Francis has set aside this Saturday as a day of prayer and fasting that Obama will not attack Syria. I am going to join in that prayer. However, I really doubt if we will be successful. I said before the election that only America's revival, repentance, and Mary's rosary can defeat Obama. Obama was not defeated, and I'm afraid we will not be able to stop him this time either. And don't forget my bumper sticker offer. If you would like to help promote my YouTube ministry, simply send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address you see below, and I will send you a free bumper sticker.